out to the shops. I want you guys to behave now. I won't be long. Just go up to your room and please try not to break anything.
Okay, Mum. Bye. See you later.
Bye. Don't forget the ice cream.
No emails for me, just junk and spam. So boring.
Yep. And no messages on my phone either. So, what are we going to do today?
I know. Let's build a camp right here.
Nah, let's build a fort.
Okay. Now what?
I know. Let's imagine we're in the war. The First World
This is so scary.
Whoa, that was too real for comfort.
You know, when you really think about it, we have had too many terrible things happen in the world, and Europe was at the very center of the worst wars ever, and not so long ago.
It's true. Europe was at the very center of two of the worst wars in the history of mankind. The First World War was terrible and so destructive, not only to property and the land, but the world lost millions of young, inventive and education-loving people. Within a very short time came the Second World War, the most destructive ever recorded, with over 60 million people being wiped out in just 6 years. That's just over 27,000 people a day, every day.
Now, the Greeks and the Romans, they were great. Such civilized people. They taught us about toilets and baths,
Roads and money.
reading and writing and philosophy.
It must have been fun to be a Roman kid.
Roman times did bring big changes to Europe and the way things were done. They learned that it was important to talk, and talk to work things out. They learned that it was not just a sword that built nations, but understanding and learning from others. The Romans loved to talk and loved to write. They knew it was the way to try and keep peace by having laws written down and agreed upon. They knew that if enough people shared ideas about what each thought was important for long enough, they could really work out better laws and fairer ways of living with each other. It's exactly this kind of thing that has helped the EU keep the peace since the Second World War. They learned that passing on messages was very important. Perhaps if they had the internet, telephones, television and computer games like you have, Europe would still be Roman? What did happen was the Roman Empire fell, and after that, all sorts of people tried to take control and dominate Europe. The Vikings from the north, the Arabs from the south, and the Magyars from the east, all rather bossy and constantly wanting to fight. But they too brought some great things and new ideas. The Vikings built really good boats and they really knew how to sail. The Magyars were seriously cool horsemen and they knew a lot about cattle and farming. The Arab people brought lots of clever ideas, including numbers, medicine, the idea of school, university and colleges, and astronomy. None of them replaced the Romans in their grandeur, but their ideas lived on through the ages. Many of these ideas are part of our lives today, and in the EU we are using them every day.
So, for how long has Europe had peace? And for how long has the EU been around?
It was all so simple, yet so brilliant. France and Germany agreed to share in coal and steel production. The idea was so good that soon other countries wanted to do the same, and it quickly expanded to include Belgium, Luxembourg and the Netherlands. It flowed even further, and Italy soon joined in. All 6 member countries agreed to sign the Treaty of Rome to form the EEC, the European Economic Community.
Our lives of peace in Europe had just begun.
As with other revolutions in the past, this was going to be a change that would stay with us forever. With the beginnings of the EU came the chance to go back into history, reinstate some of the better principles, like those that were behind the French Revolution: liberty, equality and fraternity. No kings or lords, but just people, all with equal power of voice. So they pulled down customs barriers and removed trade tariffs, allowing member states not only to trade in steel and coal, but in everything they wished, from food to clothing, skills to science, money and knowledge. Thanks to the liberty of movement, EU citizens can move freely to other EU countries to live or study, to visit or work, without having to ask for special permissions or permits. The borders have simply vanished. The European Union stands for liberty, democracy, respect for human rights and basic civil liberties, and, of course, the rule of